Hey, all right, welcome to the Tuesday show. My name's Ultra David.
And I'm James Chan. How's everybody going?
So it's on Thursday because Tuesday was the first night of Hanukkah, and also I was pretty tired after Capcom Cup. I don't know about you, but
what is going on with the signal over there? Oh, I think it might have been because I was turning on the TV. That's weird. Oh well, it's up. It's back.
So as a result, we didn't do it on Tuesday night. We're going to do it on Thursday night instead because there's a lot to talk about, and I definitely don't want to leave this week behind.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a pretty
Obviously,
big week.
It's a lot of cool things happening here.
Yeah, man. So Capcom Cup results, Battle for the Stones results, a bunch of Street Fighter V Season 3 stuff to talk about. So kind of like our take on how those events went in general. Adam is out for Injustice. Tekken has less lag, etc. Well, there's a lot to talk about.
Sorry, I forgot to flesh out these titles. MenaRD's, MvCI. Okay.
Well, there you go. So Capcom Cup happened.
There we go. Okay.
And we were both there, and it was cool. Before we get into the rest of it, what do you think about the sort of event as a whole?
Much better than it was last year.
No doubt about that.
Much happier. Now, the only sad part was obviously on Friday because PSX hadn't started yet, and it's just for Capcom. Like Friday, I want to address definitely like the photo that Aliun took, right, of the audience of the Battle for the Stones, and was like, there's nobody here,
right?
And I think that was really unfair because PSX had not started yet. It's Friday morning. On a work day, on a work week, right? So there's no reason to take any day off except unless you're trying to go to the LCQ, right? The LCQ didn't have that many more people. It was also in the front of the place, so when you walked in, that's first what you would saw, and there was all the AE machines were over there, Battle for Stones were in the back.
Yeah.
It's kind of a I mean, I don't want to call it a what's your agenda post here, but there is a little bit of clarification that needs to be made about that kind of situation. So.
I didn't see the picture. I don't know what you're talking about, but I certainly was at the event, and there were maximum 20 people in the audience.
Yeah, dude, if that many.
Literally at a max.
If that many.
Well, I'm not... So, the competitors themselves...
Right, okay,
in Battle for the Stones, some of which left as the day went on, and then on top of that, maybe 15 people, 20 people.
Right. Honestly, if they just didn't have the LCQ going at the same time, all those people would have been watching Battle for the Stones. That's just the thing. They were running two tournaments at the same time. So.
Yeah, I don't really believe that. I think it was. I was maybe a little bit surprised at the very low attendance. But I expected low attendance.
Okay.
And almost nobody who was there for Marvel. They were there for Street Fighter. Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Plenty of people took the day off. They did. I mean, especially
to go to
by the end of the day, there was
simultaneously
losers finals going on in Battle for the Stones, and winners semis or what. I don't even know if it was in top 8 at that point for Street Fighter, and there were 15 people in the audience. So
exactly.
It was. Whereas for Street Fighter, there was standing room only
on Friday.
Yeah.
By the end?
By the end. There were people standing around. All the seats were taken. The difference was very stark. Okay. Very stark indeed. So, I don't want to sugarcoat that. I didn't see the picture.
Right.
But,
the picture is
it
exactly
is accurate
what you think.
that there were very few people.
Yeah, there was basically nobody there watching, unfortunately.
For sure. So, all right, anyway.
But outside of that, I think the event was, like I said, for Street Fighter side of things, I think it was really good. I was glad it was in the hotel. It wasn't at the esports arena this year.
Yes.
Look, I love the esports arena to death, but it didn't have the feel that it did this year. It didn't have that epic feel. And I was just, overall, it felt like a better event, and hopefully in the future they can keep improving things and making it bigger and bigger, to have it be a really nice end of the year celebration kind of thing.
Yeah, but it definitely was better. There's no doubt. It was nicer. The finals day was, so last year it was they're both at PSX, but it was in the middle of PSX last year. It was next to other booths, This time it was in an arena, which was, right next to the PSX show. It was literally you didn't have to go outside or anything. It was right there. But it wasn't like you just were walking by and there it is.
Right.
There was a little bit of like effort on your part to seek it out. And nevertheless, there were a lot of people in the audience.
I'm going to say this much. I felt like that tournament was probably more well attended than PSX.
There were not a ton of people there.
Dude, PSX... Okay, side topic, PSX was kind of sad.
It sucked, dude.
It actually felt like... It was so funny, too, because I was walking with Sejam, right? And we were just walking around looking at stuff. And I was like... jokingly, I was like, dude, where's all the Nintendo games? And Sejam was like, yeah, I don't know where they are. I'm sure they're around here somewhere. I'm like, dude, it's the PlayStation experience. But like you could tell, I don't know. It felt empty. It felt
it wasn't like a big announcement heavy weekend or anything, right? There weren't like a ton of new games being shown off. Like it wasn't that kind of thing. Right. So. But yeah, there weren't that many people. But there were a lot of people there for Street Fighter.
Yeah,
for
like I said,
Battle of the Stones.
I felt like the Street Fighter audience was larger probably than everybody that was in the other room.
You might be right. Anyway, it was cool. It was a fun event to be at, and I had a good time. All right. You want to get to the results, and then afterward we'll talk about other aspects of it.
Let's do that. So obviously 30. Well, let's talk about the last chance qualifiers first, because that thing was ridiculous. That thing was amazing, and 150, 60. So I mean, I know there was last second signups. They got put into that death bracket, including Chris T, who got out of that. So technically, there was probably like maybe 190 some players. Maybe 200 players involved in this thing. But so there was basically 3 tournaments. There was the death bracket that all the day of signings went into, which Chris T won.
It was an actual tournament by itself.
Yes, which put him into the Lcq Tournament, which was the other tournament. And so the Lcq Tournament results, let me get these up for you as soon as the webpage decides to scroll, because I don't know why.
We should probably stop using that website. That's my thought.
I don't know why this is even happening. I mean, this happens on all the web pages.
Oh.
This happens on all the web pages. As soon as I run XSplit, it kills all the web pages, basically.
It's not randomly accessing enough memory.
Yeah, or something like that. Oh, come on.
Well, I got them right here. All
right.
Oh, okay, you just got them.
Well, this is the actual results. These are not the Lcq results here.
I see. Yeah, I can totally do it.
Yeah, see, you're having no problem with it.
You're right.
So it's just.
I also have a bunch of script blockers going.
So. Oh, do you? Oh, okay.
I'm currently blocking 27.
Okay. Gotcha.
Anyway, so the last chance qualifier was, as everybody predicted, super stacked.
Yes.
Right. It was incredibly stacked. That by itself, honestly, was one of the harder tournaments of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, really,
I think it was probably. Yeah.
Like it was. It's not like Evo and whatever, but like it was
31 of the greatest players were not there
for sure. But it still was a really, really tough tournament. So the top 8, 7th places were SB Dominion with Ed and Commander Jesse with Dawson.
Job.
5th places were Infused Shax with Laura and Storm Kubo with Abigail. I think Shax also played Cammy. 4th, Aqua. I heard way too much F word saying that name. Aqua. Excuse me. Ibuki. Then 3rd place was Brian F. with Balrog. 2nd place was Infiltration with Menat and Jury. And then winner was AW Nemo with Urian.
Yeah, it's a tough situation because, obviously Nemo deserves it. He's great. Everyone predicted that he was going to win it. Like a lot of people picked him as the guy to make it out of the LCQ. True. He was good enough that he probably should have been in the Capcom Cup already. And if he was, what a great story it would have been for Infiltration.
That's true.
What a great story it would have been if he had come back and did it with Menat and Jury and won the LCQ. So I'm sad about that, but
for sure.
I mean, without question, even though he lost to Nemo, there's nothing in my mind that's like, man, Infiltration deserved it more than... No, not even close. Obviously, judging by what Nemo did in the tournament. Fair enough. So Nemo definitely, deserved that spot.
Yeah,
completely.
He did basically get sent to losers by Hochi in the LCQ. But not literally, which is all that matters.
Yeah.
It was a really good top 8. Happy for Brian F. for getting 3rd place. I thought that was very cool. He, ultimately lost, I'd say, pretty badly against Infiltration. It was 3-1.
He didn't know Menat. He didn't know. He was learning how to fight Menat on the spot.
Right.
And it was unfortunate.
You could definitely see that.
He even said that to me afterwards. He was just like, I don't know this character. So, but that's your fault. You got to study that.
Yes,
so.
absolutely. Absolutely. So, Nemo. And that meant that he was going to play against Punk first round. Everybody knew that winner of that event was going to play against Punk. But, and Punk, when he found out that Nemo won, I was sitting right behind him, he was really happy.
Yeah.
He was happy about that. It's not me. There's some sound going on.
Continue talking.
Okay, alright. So hopefully nobody's infiltrated your home. I mean, the UCTV studios.
You're talking about Nemoed my home or infiltrated my home?
Yeah. Nemoed. So Capcom Cup then started the next day. That meant that Punk had very little time to plan, but I mean, he had good matchups against Nemo before, and he had actually beaten Nemo most of the times that they played, although not every single time. But man, that beginning of the top 32 was already huge. Punk lost to Nemo right off the top. Basically every match in the first round there was not exactly what I expected, and I think that's probably the same for James. So I'll just go through the top 16. Yeah, that sounds fine. So 13th place were AAG, Didymokov, Dalsum, and GRBT Fudo with Mika, Allegiance 801 Strider, Laura, and Razor Sien with Ibuki. 9th place is RB Bonchen with Karen and Nash, Method RB Luffy with Mika. 9th place also Fox Momochi with Ken, Zeku, and Mbison, and then PG Punk with Karen. So a lot of the players in that 9th through 13th were the people who were commonly picked to make grand finals.
Right. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people picked Punk, Sien, Fudo to make grand finals. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They did not do so.
Makes sense. Yeah.
It seemed pretty reasonable pick. Top 8. 7th places were Mouse, Problem X with Bison and a little bit of Birdie. Then also HXCYG BST Daigo Mihara with Guile. 5th were DNG Itabashi Zangief with Zangief. Also Udeal Yukadon with Ibuki. 4th Ponos Moke with Rashid. 3rd place AW Nemo Urian. 2nd place Echo Fox Tokido with Tokido. It actually says Tokido. With Tokido.
Fair enough.
Obviously with Akuma.
Right.
Winner of it all, Rise MenaRD with Birdie.
Right. So, I mean, before we even get to the grand finals, talk about the winners and all that stuff like that, I mean, there's just a lot of significance going up to that point. For example, Nemo, like I said, getting all the way to 3rd place.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just...
Yeah, from the LCQ all the way through. His weekend run was, I think if I recall correctly, it was 15-3.
There's got to be more than that, right?
No, I think that was it.
Was it? Okay.
It was either 15-3 or 16-3.
Okay.
After he finally, lost in Capcom Cup.
Right.
But even still, I mean, and the amount of people he beat, the sort of quality of the players that he beat was incredible. So he definitely had an extremely strong run. It was no doubt extremely impressive.
Yeah. Also really happy with Problem X's run. I mean, he essentially had beaten Nemo. And then Nemo just made the 3-0 comeback.
How many times did that happen this
weekend?
I
know, right? Nemo he had 17 lives this weekend, I swear.
And then the people who went 0-2, some of them I thought were huge surprises.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Haitani went 0-2.
Yeah, so for our World Wars of Capcom Cup video, we picked our, quote, stinkers who we thought would shockingly go 0-2. You had Daigo, I had Momochi. The funny part is they played each other to get in the top 8.
That's right. There you go, man. Yeah.
But Haitani, as a result, probably the one that fits into that category the most.
100%. But Smug, Oil King, Verloren, all being down there, Big Bird, they, in another... time they all could have gone super far.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Itazan, I was happy to see him up there because he was the only guy to make it to top 8 winners at both EVO and Capcom Cup. So that's pretty crazy consistency, right? But 3 people, if I recall correctly, made it to top 8 EVO and to top 8 Capcom Cup.
Itazan, Tokido, and Yukadon.
Right.
So those 3 players right there.
Right.
So.
So incredible consistency. Oh no, did you say Moke?
No, I did not.
Was it 4 then?
Oh, it might have been 4 then. Might have been 4?
I guess it was 4. There you go.
Or unless I made a mistake.
Wait, did Yugadon make it this year?
No,
or was that last year?
Okay, Yugadon was last year. Was Moke this year.
There it is, yeah.
Okay. My bad.
Yeah. So pretty crazy consistency for some of those folks. We had talked about Problem X as being one of the best in the world going into this, and although he, like you said, almost beat Nemo, but for that he would have been even farther. Also, really cool to see Moke so high up for somebody who has not been playing in tournaments for very long. He's already been in Evo and Capcom Cup top 8.
And this is kind of like the first year he's really competed at this level, right?
That he's gone to tournaments.
Yeah.
He played online before that, so I think that is super impressive. Punk got 9th place. He lost in the first round to Nemo, as I mentioned. And if you go back and look at Punk, when he's on video, when that's happening, there's a lot of this kind of look, and there's some deep yawns.
You were mentioning that he just didn't look like he was into it.
Dude,
or something.
I don't know what the deal was there, but he did not look like he was engaged.
And then after getting sent to losers, though, he just played like Punk, he was 3-0ing everybody until he ran into Moke, and then Moke was like, "Nope, sorry." That
was it.
Yeah.
I am very, very impressed by Didymokov.
I definitely want to take the time to shout out Didymokov.
For sure.
Because what a great performance that he had. So he almost beat Nemo, didn't he?
I can look that up for you. I don't really recall. A lot of things happened this weekend.
Right. But Didymokov played super well. I think he was probably one of the main MVPs of the weekend,
Wait, no, didn't he send Nemo? No, it was Daigo sent Nemo losers.
Yeah.
Oh, Nemo 1-3-2. There you go.
So, again, I really...
No. Loser semis, Nemo beat Moke 3-0? That's what our website has here.
What is this?
Is this just totally inaccurate?
Maybe. I don't know.
It says 3-0, but I don't think that's how it went.
Okay.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, but, I think Didymokov did really well.
Yes.
I definitely want to give him shout-outs, especially to, obviously... MenaRD won it, but the Latin America presence just grows stronger and stronger every year. If you want to include the DR, Dominican Republic, in the Latin America region, which
it is.
the Capcom Cup official designation does, right?
Yeah.
So
that's reasonable. And of course, Berlino was in there too, and he almost beat Daigo in the very first round, which really could have changed things. But yeah, Didymokov as Dalsum, he beat Kazunoko. That's super hard.
It's crazy to me, but I know Cammy doesn't beat Dalsum the same way she did in Street Fighter 4.
That's true.
But regardless of that, that's Kazunoko, and that's still Cammy versus Dalsum.
Oh, so. You were talking about Didymokov going 2-3 against Nemo. For some reason I thought you meant Moke.
No, I was talking about Didymokov.
Yeah, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was just really impressive all around. I would love to see him more often. I think that'd be very, very clearly there's a lot of talent there. I know he's been playing for a long time, but it's the first time he's been able to travel out of the country in the way that he did.
Right.
He said it was not easy for him to do financially.
God, yeah.
So
let's hope he can get a sponsor or something like that to fly him out. But even then, it's probably still going to be a little bit difficult just because of the government countries and just how hard it is to travel. The first year. Who was it? It was it Keomo the first one? One of the players was supposed to make it out there, or Berlino or somebody, and they couldn't make it because of that. So.
You are right. But I would love to see him more often, and that was very, very cool. I was also really impressed by Bonchan Nash, Karen, I should say, and his Nash, but both. It was super cool that he did as well as he did, having not really been to that many events in the last half year.
And using that character that much, right? Because he got that far, most of his points with Nash, right?
That's true. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So that was very cool. Anything else that you want to?
Yeah, I also want to shout out 801 Strider as well.
Okay,
just because again, I think he's one of the most important players in the scene right now. Just because a lot of these guys like Punk, like MenaRD, and Daigo, Itabashi. There's just this weird aura about them, like that they're just natural. They were born super good at fighting games, despite the fact that they put in a lot of work as well. But 801 Strider has often talked about that. How it's not just like he struggled in Street Fighter 4 at first. And in fact, I always say in Utah, Peru was the number one player from Utah for the longest time, and he was always in Renzo's shadow, and it's kind of flip-flopped a little bit. And so, it's just one of those signs that, if you put in the work, you can make it there. If you dedicate it and you study and you do all what you need to do, and he's put in a lot of work, and the results speak for themselves. I mean, the fact that he got all the way to top 13 is really impressive. And
he's not doing it with like a major local hotbed.
Right,
either,
exactly.
Right? There are some good players in that area, but there are not many players. And so a lot of what he does is playing online, and it's traveling to tournaments, not in his local area, traveling around. And it's sort of thinking about things on his own in training mode.
Right.
So, I think he's a really good and impressive player.
Yeah, and then obviously we're going to talk about Mena and Tokido in just a little bit. Do you want to have anything about them to say outside that Tokido just might be the greatest fighting game player of all time?
I don't think there's doubt. I feel like he's clearly my number one. He's always been one of them.
He's always been guaranteed top 3.
Of course.
Right, yeah.
Of course. But he is still at the pinnacle, and nobody else is. All of the people you would mention as best of all time, none of them are at the pinnacle now in the way that Tokido is. So he's done it for almost 20 years, 15 years, I guess, for him. And nobody else gets to say that.
He won CVS 2, which was the final game at the first Evo 2002. He won CVS 2. That was the premier game at that year. Well, no, MvC 2 was the premier year.
Well, he didn't play that. But
he didn't play that. But he won MvC 3 at CEO against Justin Wong.
Did he?
Yeah, he beat. I still remember because I was commentating that. That was vanilla MvC 3. Yeah. I will always remember that because I was commentating with Yipes. And when Tokido started winning, Yipes just took off the headset and left.
Really?
Yeah, like right when Tokido won, he was just like, I'm salty, and he just put down the headset and he walked away.
Wow, I don't remember that.
I was like, oh.
Dang.
I don't think you were there for that one. Okay. You might not have been at that CEO, because
okay.
that might have been one of the first ones, but yeah.
Dang.
That was, yeah.
Well, yeah, so to me, it's no longer which of these 3 to 5 players is the best ever. It's definitely Tokido number 1. And then, what is the rest of the top 5?
Right, exactly.
But that number 1 spot is locked up for sure.
What do you feel about this whole U.S. is free kind of thing here? No U.S. in top 8,
Yeah, I mean, that's... all right.
Okay.
What are you going to say?
Yeah. We'll hold that, right?
Punk got 9th, just outside of it. Do probably would have made a pretty deep dent, but outside of those guys, I didn't really think that any Americans had a good shot at top 8.
Yeah.
Right? And that's how it is.
It's probably true.
Yeah. We said it in our little World Warriors videos, but I feel like clearly Japan is the best country now. It's definitely regained that spot. And these results are definitely part of that. They definitely show that. But I would say outside of Japan, which country or maybe region, I don't know how you want to put it, is the best? Feels to me like it's open. One weekend it could be North America, another weekend it could be Europe, another weekend it could be Latin America. Yeah, right. Yeah. I feel like that is another question. But which one's the best? For sure, Japan.
Yeah. Okay. 6 players in top 8. So
what are you gonna do about that?
Yep. Okay. All right. So you want to talk about the crazy stuff that they announced during the course of that?
You want to just talk about
MenaRD and Tokido first?
Yeah, let's just do that.
Feel free to... Well, okay. I'm just going to start this right now. I just want to start this.
Oh, yeah, here's cookies. Forgot about this. Yeah, we have what have been called by their creator crack cookies.
Oh, they like sugar cookies, basically.
They are sugar cookies, but they're called crack cookies because they're addictive. That's the reason. Anyway, these are the rejects, so they're a little bit too crispy. Enjoy.
Okay, in a second, because I want to talk about this. The first thing I want to say, I have it written on there. MenaRD's win legit? ?
Okay.
Yes. Yes, it's legit. And if you don't think it's legit, you're full of you're dumb. Like it's just not. There is just nothing to take away from MenaRD.
No.
All right, go. I don't even want to dilly-dally around that question. There's absolutely... And keep in mind, Tokido is one of my favorite players of all time. I probably secretly in my heart would have wanted Tokido to win just because I'm such a fanboy of Tokido, but that doesn't take away anything for what MenaRD accomplished. He was a great player. He outplayed everyone. The tech that he showed me and everything like that, this guy has put in the work. This guy has played so strong. So
he almost beat Tokido in winners finals. It was 3-2. He started off really strongly. Right? Remember, he won the first game convincingly in winners finals. And then in the grand finals, he had to reset the bracket.
After being down to 0-2?
You got it. Yeah. 0-2, and I believe even the final round.
Yeah.
And he had to make the complete comeback. And that is not a situation that lends itself to random hoo-ha lucky luck time.
Right.
That is definitely a very difficult, hard situation that only an extremely strong player can overcome. If it were some other sort of format, then still probably it's stupid to call it random or whatever.
Right.
But this format of you need to win 3 out of 5 sets, and you almost won the first 3 out of 5 sets, so there was 3 sets, so 3 out of 5, and you almost won the first one, and you did win the next 2. It's
yeah,
it's as plain as day that the guy put in an incredible performance.
Right. I mean, a lot of people, I don't know why everyone's talking about the bullhorn all of a sudden. Like, this move is super cheap and whatever like that. Like, Balrog's turnaround punch is still a better move. Like,
bullhorn's pretty good, but we've known that forever.
Yeah, but...
It's not news, is it?
Right.
News?
But, I mean, you can still bait it. You can punish
it. Of course.
I mean, I think the only legit thing is that bullhorn hit when meaty causes counter hit pushback, apparently.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Right. So apparently that's the only thing, but like the first time...
It doesn't get crushed.
Right.
It's not like recovery's crushed.
Right. But the first time you see that, then you adjust your meaty combo to know that that's a possibility, right? If Tokido didn't take advantage of that, that's Tokido's fault, right? I mean,
and Birdie's been out for like 2 years. Like you could play him in the beta 2 years ago. It's none of that stuff is new. If anybody did not do the work in training for Birdie coming into it, that's their bad.
Right.
Just as we were talking about with Brian F not having Menat experience.
Yeah.
If you don't have Birdie experience, and one of the best players in the world, one of the best birdies in the world is going to be there, that's on you. That's on you. So if you don't have some way around bullhorn is the problem.
Because you know what? Everyone says that it felt random and like you couldn't punish it. Dude, the times that he used it, like
random.
I don't know.
What does that mean?
He went to go through fireballs after Tokido did a jump attack. He let go right there just in case he tried to throw him.
He did it with the spacing to make sure it hit on reaction to the opponent doing an unsafe option.
Right.
What's random about that?
And like I said. If you play against Balrog, it's the same thing as throw invincible after 3 frames, just like Bullhorn, except it's plus on block. Like, it's... like,
well, definitely Balrog's is better.
Right, and that's the thing I don't understand. It's
the whole conversation is very silly.
Right.
I don't feel like there's any legit critique of his game. The critique in the sense of criticism, like legal, like sort of different word meaning in legal circles. It doesn't have a negative implication.
Right.
But there's no sort of review of how he played that can be random or negative. Like, it's just not possible.
Don't take away MenaRD's win. You know what I mean? Don't try to discount it. And I saw a really great post about it too, was that, there was someone talking about like how for some reason if it's not like Japan or something like that, everyone just wants to discount it. Like when Luffy won, everyone was like, "Oh, Rose is broken." When MenaRD wins, it's like for some reason there's just like this thing. There's a stigma about it. You know?
Do you really think that's some unknown reason?
Okay, probably not.
Probably not. No.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not. There's nothing unknown, but it's the same phenomenon for the last. Dude,
even after the tournament was over, I went back to the green room. Tokido and MenaRD are sitting across from each other. They're just like smiling and having a good time, like whatever.
There's no hate or anything.
Yeah, I know. Like I don't think there was any point where Tokido was like, "I totally got I got robbed," And
there's no way.
And not only that, but when MenaRD beat Daigo, there's that quote from Mago where Mago's like, he played that so smart. That fight is terrible, but the way he played it was so impressive. I'm so impressed. Like, Mago's spending his time talking about how great he thought MenaRD played against Daigo. I mean, come on, guys. Like, honestly, if you don't think MenaRD deserved that win, then I don't even know what to tell you at this point in time. Outside of the fact that you just don't like MenaRD or you're a big fan of Tokido. Which is a whole different story.
Sure, you can be a fan of Tokido, for sure.
I can sit here and say, I think LeBron James is overrated, but that's because I know I don't like LeBron James. I know he's a super great player. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you still know that.
I'm not gonna be like he's a shitty basketball player. He's not actually. He just got lucky. Yeah. You know, I can't actually sit here and say that, but I can say, stupid LeBron. What he whines and he fakes charges. I can play it, but I know it's because I don't like him. You know what I mean? I can't legit think that he's not a strong basketball player. So
it's a very silly topic to even have to bring up. I wish that we didn't need to talk about that kind of stuff. I really wish that there was less sort of negative reactions to somebody new winning, but it's always like that. Right. It has literally always been like that. As far I've been doing this in FGCs for 15 years, and whenever somebody new comes in and beats an established top player, 100%, it always happens. Oh, that new player's not good. He's random. You know, I can't believe he looked at. He's using some broken character or a tool.
Dude,
always it has happened.
Even if it's not even brand new. Remember Vanilla Marvel at EVO after Viscount whatever, it was like Phoenix is broken. Phoenix, it's all Phoenix. You know.
But everybody else could use the character too. It wasn't Jay's fault. Jay figured that game out faster than everybody else.
Yeah,
props to him.
He had that Hager-Wesker mix-up, and it just worked.
Props to him for that.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. I really wish that would not continue to happen. That stupid knee-jerk reaction, but it probably always will. So in the future, if you see somebody else making that mistake, just tell them to cool it.
Right.
All right. Let's move on. Let's get out of here.
All right.